I need a haircut
Did you get someone
so
today?
badly. Hey?
I need, I need to get one too.
Well,
Said
you
free
have no
kits on for today. Got
excuse.
the rose kit.
Yeah, I know. Get the West Perth boys around it. Yeah, well, you have
I'm,
no
I'm just
excuse.
lazy.
Yeah, well, hairdressers have been closed for quite a while, mainly because it's pretty close contact. If someone's breathing over your fucking neck, you probably will get COVID. Um, they have recently been open, but I just haven't been bothered. I've been getting paid to like leave the mullet going, get get around it. Yeah, so I think work won't appreciate my mullet as much as I love it, but it's alright. We'll get it cut
I want
off.
to get a mullet.
Hey?
You know, if we, I want to get a mullet. If we hit
Yeah.
if we hit 1,000 subs, I'll get a mullet.
So wait about 10 years and we'll get about then.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Good to see.
Yeah.
Big week.
Episode 6 of the podcast. We're
Episode
back.
6. I know.
It is. We do have a lot to unpack. Two grand finals this weekend.
Wait, what's the second
Big
grand
one of the
final?
NRL as well.
Oh fuck the NRL.
Um, what else we got? FIFA to talk about.
Of
Got
course.
another segment of coincidence or not.
And
Got some
then
big ones.
we had our segment of finding a comment on the AFL page, which I did briefly try and find a good comment, but all it comes up with Justin underscore Raponi like commenting about something, and it's probably not appropriate, but it's alright.
His umpire one that he posted at his Facebook page.
Nah, what is it?
Yeah. This is just a quote, so don't cancel me, please. But it was something about how I think it could have been Razor, like just killing himself in the most painful and slow way possible.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know why, but I kind of logged out of Facebook a couple of weeks ago, like, because I don't really need Facebook that much, like, so hopefully no one's been tagging me and stuff thinking I'm going to respond because I'm like, oh, sorry, mate. I
Yeah,
haven't.
that's why I've not been reacting to Jeremy tagging you to everything.
Yeah, well, shit. I've been tagging him. Oh, fucking! It's meant that Borat is back. Borat 2 is coming out, I think, this week, or at least the actor that plays him. What's his name? Sacha Cohen.
Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute elite actor. I wish though, like he does these little characters. He's done Grimsby. I wish he did an Australian one. How funny would that be? It just like complete it, and like I don't understand how he can still get away with the type of jokes that he like says. It's
I think with the whole the whole canceling thing, right?
yeah,
I think it's majority just how much you care.
I know. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like he doesn't care.
no, no, not
So
whatsoever.
like it doesn't affect him. Like people can be like, oh, but like there's no outcome
Mm,
because he doesn't care. But then even when you do get cancelled, you look at Logan Paul,
yeah,
probably like one of the biggest creators right now, if not the
yeah,
biggest.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
other than PewDiePie. And then 2 years ago, what was it, 2, 3 years ago, he was filming a dead body in Japan, and his whole life was over.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously it affected him big time. And then yeah, it's all about the care factor. Like if we got cancelled, we probably would care a little bit cuz but like I still don't understand how he has like no care whatsoever. He just does his thing.
Yeah. Well,
Um
I think would Keller would probably do like the good Logan Paul approach, where would keep my grind, keep
yeah,
dropping content, maybe
exactly.
take a week or two off, take an apology out,
um
but yeah.
with Borat, right? So I don't know. It might have been Borat or it might have been one of his other movies, but he got sued 200 times, and like for all the shit that he
I'm not
said.
saying Borat.
Have you not seen? Oh my god.
I've not seen it. I know of it, and like what the brief premise is. Like I read a thing today about his new one.
Mm.
Apparently, like Donald Trump's lawyer bringing it back to politics, like always.
Yeah, yeah.
But apparently Trump's lawyer like did an interview with some chick,
Mm.
and then she was like, apparently she said she was like 15 or something like that. and he went up with her in a hotel room, and then she like took his microphone off, and then she went to the bathroom, and then like hidden cameras, and
Yeah.
like he just puts his hands down his pants and stuff while waiting for her to come back out. And apparently, fucking
Oh,
Sacha Baron Cohen comes in. He's like, "Oh, but she's 15."
jeez. That's in the new
But
movie.
apparently, he's getting sued for that. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Fucking hell. Yeah, well, Donald Trump has done some creepy stuff in his day. We all know that. But yeah, so he's been sued 200 times. Um, and he didn't lose any of them. They all like Borat won all of them, and but like the amount of money you have to do to fight those cases is like insane. So he probably lost a lot of money in the
Oh yeah.
process, as well as making a lot of money from the movie because it's an absolute classic. And if you don't watch it before I
Surely you'd
get
have to get
back,
them to pay legal fees.
yeah, or I don't understand all that process yet, but when I get back, if you haven't watched it by then, we should get all the boys around because it's an absolute classic of a
Yeah.
movie.
Well,
Uh,
when you get back, we'll debut our first annual Pro Clubs Awards. So
exactly, yeah.
the Survey Monkeys has been made. So the boys will be doing like a peer selection. Might even make one for the fans. Best goal of the year,
Yeah,
best signing, stuff like that. Fans can vote on that. But
but
yeah, it's gonna be good.
yeah. Um, but should we jump straight into Richmond versus Geelong grand final? Pretty keen to talk about it. Big week for both clubs. Obviously, Richmond. I was thinking about it on the way driving home from work. Like, yeah, Richmond can win a third in 4 years, but a lot more pressure is on Geelong. Like, if Richmond don't get it done, their ability over the last like 4 years is to go out there, have fun, like play with your mates. I was listening to a podcast with Dylan Buckley and Brandon Ellis, and even though Brandon Ellis, he's
That one last night.
yeah, and he was just talking about like the Triple H. Was it Hero? Uh, fuck. It's what's it? Do you remember?
Look, so like the way I watch podcasts is like I watch one half and fall asleep about like 20 minutes
Yeah,
in, and then the next night I'll skip in like until I last remember the part, and then it'll be the part after that. So
yeah. It's Hero, Hardship, and Highlights. There we
we
go.
still yeah,
Yeah.
we used to do that at our footy training. So
Oh
Big
really?
Brett Kelly, he he loves Richmond.
Richmond.
I
Yeah.
don't know if he's a Richmond fan, but he loved like the whole Dusty thing. And so at the start of the season we were getting pumped, and he brings us in to the club rooms. He sets up his MacBook to like the TV they've got in there, and he plays like a documentary about Richmond's first flag when they got Dusty to
Yeah.
sign the year before, and then like the story to that, right?
Yeah.
And then they cover the Triple H in that documentary as well. And then so Brett took that and would have us like, so he took us like in the change rooms after training. Was
Mm.
like, oh, like team building. He picked someone, was like, okay, give us a Triple H,
Mm.
and then that person then would have to pick another person, and then it would just like work around the team.
Yeah.
Do it about, and you definitely learn about
You learn about your mates.
like we definitely played better footy. Yeah, we definitely played better footy afterwards as well than beforehand.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as a footy club over here, we watch the same documentary. So everyone's just jumping on that Richmond, like, trying to build that cohesion within the team. And like Richmond did it the 2017 season. And Brandon Ellis was just saying that it only works if every teammate like is honest and like puts it all out there pretty much. They don't hold back. Like they open up about themselves. And I feel like even at a young age, even in your footy team, like did you when you were giving your Triple H, did you like give like everything out there like and do you think everyone in your teammate, like all of your teammates, like said, like put it all out there on the line? Do you reckon?
Well, when I did mine, I definitely put it all out there. I'm probably that type of person. I don't
Yeah,
really I don't really leave like a lot hidden anyway. Really.
yeah,
You can definitely tell some people weren't being like all out there.
Yeah.
or like they were changing stuff to try to make themselves seem better,
Yeah.
or like seem situations not as bad, which I can kind of understand. Like we had 30 boys, 30 35 boys there, they're, like in a tantrum, like you're not gonna want to be like exposing yourself,
Yeah, exactly.
especially if not like especially if you're not comfortable with like all of them. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
like someone like Justin Raponi, you're not gonna tell him like you're not gonna be saying something fucked because he's just gonna roast you about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't understand it, but I guess with like the Richmond thing, it's because they had the perfect like they were finishing down in ninth, and like there was the meme of Richmond always finishing ninth,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then now they're becoming a closer dynasty, really.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. Like I think I would be happy for Richmond players to win it. But then like for you look at the Geelong players, all the young kids want Danger to win a premiership. Personally, I don't really want him to win one. I reckon he's pretty cocky and a bit arrogant at times, saying he's all about look at me, look at me. So I don't know what you think
So
about it.
torn. I'm so torn because I Richmond. I'll give props to Richmond. They're a good team.
Yeah,
I just don't like them, right?
yeah,
Like I hate their fans that come out of nowhere, and I just there's something about that team that irks me. Tom Lynch, shit bloke, right?
yeah. Exactly.
I
That's
just
what I was
I
thinking.
couldn't support them. I like would be going for Geelong, but then you also bring up Patrick Dangerfield, who I don't like either. So it's
Yeah,
like, who am I support? Really, I'm just looking forward to getting on the piss.
exactly.
But like, I
Yeah,
guess we'll be going for Geelong. What about you?
yeah. So I personally, I would be going for Geelong. I want Gaz just to win a prem on his last game, same as I think Harry Taylor. I think he's on his way out. Don't know if he's said that, but he's getting towards the end of his career. And with the talks of Jeremy Cameron potentially coming to the category, there's a lot of space if that salary cap like opens up where Gaza leaves and he's probably on like 500k a week. Oh no, a year. Fuck. I think we're in EPL and earning fucking 500k a week. Nah, 500k a year, and also Harry Taylor's probably on quite a bit because he's quite a veteran of the club. But yes, it's gonna be because I don't want them to win this year because as soon as they get Jeremy Cameron, you just know they're gonna dominate. Like seriously. So I don't want
I
them
think
to win on
I think
that.
that's something that will be good though, because when you look at it, I'm kind of liking the way it's heading at the moment. So you got Richmond, obviously,
Yeah.
um, being like Richmond, but then you
Mm.
got if Jeremy Cameron ends up leaving GWS, you're going to have an absolute powerhouse in Geelong as well.
Yeah.
You would say that you probably class the Eagles as a powerhouse,
Yeah.
and you got a good young side in Port Adelaide, who
Mhm.
probably a bit stiff to not to be playing this weekend.
Yeah.
Um, like it's obviously it could go either way, but sorry, I just spilled a whole bottle of water on my computer, stressed out a little recording.
Yeah.
But like, so I do like the way we're going, where a lot of teams are getting better and they are going to be able to challenge for that flag. So
Mhm.
like, if that means Geelong will be able to make the grand final easier, but then we'll get some better preliminary final games or semi-final games, as if it's a Geelong versus Eagles or like a Geelong versus Port Adelaide or Collingwood or something like that, it'll be a
Yeah.
lot better viewing.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, it's saying like Port Adelaide's they got a young and at work we're talking about today that you want your spine to be quite experienced. So you look at Port Adelaide's, yeah, like they've got a good spine. It's just maturing those. Like Connor Rosie had a blinding preliminary final. It's unfortunate that he couldn't do that on grand final day, but like he played sensational. You look at Brisbane and you look at their forward line, so still really young. Um, and there's no really mature heads up that way. As soon as you get like Cam Rayner, because Cam Rayner could potentially turn into Petrarca, like really high draft picks, kind of small. If they bulk up, they could become like really good footy players. And yeah, so you kind of yeah, I think Richmond like get it done this year, not next year. I don't think they will be able to do it. You never know. They've always seemed to bounce back and do whatever everyone else thinks that they can't do. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Also, I want Joel Selwood hasn't won a premiership since he was 19, and Gaz hasn't won one since he was 23. So they probably warrant another prem, more than the other people. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
9 years.
2011
was the last time they won it.
Yeah.
That's a mess. I remember them winning that.
Yeah, I know. Same.
And it literally feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
That's how you. It's a weird thing because when that happens to someone older than you, you're like, oh, you don't really understand it. But now now I can fully understand. When you think of oh, you remember yesterday Geelong winning the 2011 grand final.
Yeah,
and then now it's been
9 years.
Gary Ablett was 19 or 21 or whatever it is, and
it's
Joel Selwood was 19. That's just mess.
It's like, yeah, I know. It's like seeing Lachie Neale win the Brownlow. I remember his first year at Dockers. It's like, oh, this kid's now, 7 years on. He's won. Or I don't even know how long when he got drafted, but it's been quite a few years. I remember seeing him as a kid, and then we'll get to probably when we're 40, and we'll see a kid be we know we've been alive for his whole footy career. No, I don't know what I'm talking about, but what I'm trying to get at is 20 years time we'll see a kid that we've seen develop as a young kid, and you'll see Jack Viney, his dad's. We'll see some little kid Jack Viney's kid, for example. He might become a really good footy player, and we'll see him we'll see all those father sons, which we don't quite get and understand at the moment. But yeah, no, it's gonna be.
I mean, imagine we see Matt Rao's kid.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be
absolutely idolizing as he's basically our age, but he's a fucking god.
Exactly.
And then if we'll have kids, and we'll be I'll just straight up abuse my kid, be why the fuck are you not as good as his kid?
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I reckon Matty Rowell will have a statue at Metricon in the next 10 years.
Oh, 100%.
When he wins the Brownlow.
He's gonna. Hot take. I'm gonna give you a very hot take at the moment. Come back to this podcast in 13 years when Matt Rowell retires, or however long his career's gonna go on for.
Yeah.
But I reckon he's definitely gonna have to go down as one of the all-time greats. He's gonna have.
Yeah, 100%.
If you look at his first year, 3 rounds, he polled 9 votes.
Yeah.
Out of 5 games, that's mad.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go down as one of the greatest.
And out of those 5 games, one he got injured in the first quarter, and the other game was his first game. So you kind of expect he's not going to play his fucking greatest game ever in his first ever game. But
now it's just up to him to need to stay healthy, and then also make sure he can deal, because now he's going to be getting tagged.
Yeah. So, and I think the only thing that will let him down is him getting injured. I cannot see a world that when he's healthy, people can still stop him. He'll still find a way. And he's been lifting so much over the break, when he's gotten injured and stuff. He's absolute tank. Which is on the lines of what Geelong have been doing. So their team from say last week when they played in a prelim, name one really skinny kid that plays in that team. Can you name a skinny kid from Geelong?
The Geelong team?
Yeah. Or in actual team, not outside that team.
I'm trying to think. For some reason when you say skinny kid, all I can think of is Brian Myers. But he's not skinny.
Nah, he's pretty bulky.
He gives up those skinny vibes.
Yeah. And I think of Zach Tui.
I can't name one.
Zach Tui, he's pretty small, but he's not skinny. He's pretty bulky. So
yeah,
you look at and then you look at the kids, right? Sam Simpson, do you know him?
I'll just give him a quick Google real quick.
So I think
Sam Simpson.
Yeah, Sam Simpson. He'll definitely play. He played a really good prelim, and he's still really young. He's definitely first season, maybe second. But he's 22. Fucking hell, I didn't realize he was that old. But what I'm saying is he is already mature, He's pretty bulky already. Like he's not skinny at all. So Geelong go along the lines of, all right, we develop these players. Do you know Henry? Is it no? Oh, not Jack Henry. I don't know who I'm thinking of. I might have to fact check this. I don't know why I can't remember his name. I was thinking about him most of the day though. But he's a WA kid. He injured his shoulder earlier in the year. Plays for Geelong. Oh, Jordan Clark. Do you know him?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so you look at him, WA kid, like really talented. You go to talk to all the Geelong supporters, and he's like, they rate him really highly. But because he's so like young, like hasn't put the bulk on, he doesn't get played, and I think that's just along the lines of the coach saying, "Oh, he's not like developed enough. We won't chuck him in. We're just gonna stick to our
Yeah.
big boys and stuff like that." And then you look at like Richmond, and you have like Pickett who's skinny, Shy Bowen's skinny. All these like, and then they are indigenous, so obviously they're probably going to be
Yeah.
quite skinny. But
And then, well, you look at Gold Coast, even for example, Noah Anderson's not exactly big. Neither
yeah,
is Isaac Rankin. Like they're not exactly big players. But
yeah,
I guess it's what you mean where it's like. So you got Gold Coast, obviously, like quite a new team, not too experienced, like don't have funds experience, not really. They don't really have like a winning formula at the moment, right? But
yeah,
I guess with Geelong, you would say like Chris Scott. Is it Chris? Yes, Chris Scott.
yeah,
Um, like he's probably got his like winning formula of like he prefers to have like big bodies out in the field.
yeah,
And like he'd rather take a big body over just like I know a draft pick like that's not developed and like thing. He'd rather keep them on the sidelines, tell them to go bulk up, and then go play. You know what I mean? Whereas a Gold Coast,
mm,
for example, would be like, oh, Noah Anderson, like just go out there and
do your thing.
do your thing and get like
Yeah.
ranking. Yeah,
And it's like Gold Coast have like over the years they're not known for like their culture. They've also had like big players leave and stuff. But now that they're bringing that culture
yeah,
in, they see players like Matty Rowell and they're like, "Fuck me, I want to play with him for most of my career."
yeah. I think Matt Rowell is definitely going to be a turning point for the actual like team
Yeah,
itself of like because there was talks about how there shouldn't have been two Queenslands and like not
yeah,
nothing obviously was going to probably eventuate, but it's like people were thinking, oh, like we could have relocated one of those teams, like relocate the Suns to Tasmania, something like that, right? But I
yeah,
reckon Matt Rowell getting drafted, signing till 2024, and then like getting that culture of people wanting to play with him, and then getting like footy loving culture in there, people will start to go there, start to go to the games, and then turn it around and make them
yeah.
probably, I reckon, a solid top 8 in a few years.
Yeah, and now that there's been a hub up there, they've got AFL players like looking like they're probably still in the Queensland government because they don't want to come back to Victoria because of all the protocols and stuff like that. But now that they've all the Victorian players have pretty much seen what their life is like in Queensland, they'll be like, "Oh, it's not too bad. Like I wouldn't mind going up there because." Like Dylan Buckley said and like Brandon Ellis said, the spotlight isn't on you 24/7. Like if you go down to a pub in Victoria, you probably get most players like getting supporters and fans coming up to you asking for a photo, us like having a chat and stuff. Whereas in Queensland, like you probably won't get as much as that. So yeah, but
So if I was a player, I'd probably prefer to have someone like come up to me. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like
a big
probably
ego
sounds a bit obvious,
boost.
a bit like you'd probably it's like part of the job. Like you'd probably enjoy it a bit.
Yeah,
Sometimes like on a night out, it probably does get a bit tedious and a bit annoying. But like I don't know. Like I guess probably would work in Queensland because like there was enough footy fans there where every so often like you'd still be able to like meet some fans. But then
mm,
like it's not on you 24/7. I get what they're saying.
yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be
I've
interesting. Mm,
I have a question for you,
yeah.
right? So I was reading an article today. Do you think that GWS have made a mistake of throwing all that money at Stephen Canelio,
Hmm.
making him captain, and then now basically all the other top talent they have is wanting to leave, with Jeremy Cameron also wanting to leave.
So, what's the correlation for the
So
Coniglio?
they've thrown all this money at Canelio, made him captain, done all this stuff. He's probably not had the greatest of years
Yeah.
by any stage. Then you've got all these players whose contracts are also running out
Hmm.
that probably would rate themselves either just as good. Some probably, like, obviously you're gonna have to rate yourself as a player. So
Yeah.
some would probably rate themselves the same as him,
Oh, okay. Are you
if not a
talk?
bit better. Wanting that same money, not being able to get paid that same money,
Mm,
or like them not being able to afford, even if they don't rate themselves as good as him, not being
yeah.
able to afford to keep all of their players on because they decided to put like the house on the on just on one player instead of trying to spread it towards more people.
Yeah. So, I don't know what their contracts are like. Like, I know obviously Jeremy Cameron's a big name. Some of the other ones, Zach Williams, like probably not on a lot of money, but he's quite a crucial part to their side. And then you have like some of these younger kids. I know Jai Cordell, he wants out. Uh, Zach Langdon, he wants out. So I think I think there's six now that want out. I don't know how good those players are. I think they're pretty highly rated. Obviously, they're in the AFL system for some reason. Um, but I think their coach. I heard today that the coach isn't liked that well. Like I heard he's pretty like stern, not a nice guy. Like obviously he gets some success, but you can have a coach that gives you good success, and some of those players want that type of coach like that, or you want a coach that will be your best friend, which sometimes doesn't work because I think Simon Goodwin at Melbourne like is really good friends with the players, but he's not tough enough on the players, if you know what I mean. So it's gonna be interesting.
Things like with the coach though, like you can get a bit of both though. Like if you look at Damien Hardwick or even like a Chris Fagan, right?
Yeah.
Like you have like you see Lockie win at Brownlow and Chris Fagan gives him a massive bear hug. Or you
Mm.
see like Hardwick like joking around with his players, having a good time with his players, but then also you see the sprays that Fagan gives out, and
Yeah.
also like Hardwick gives out to his players. Like you have like a bit of both. Where
Yeah.
with Leon Cameron, like you don't really see a lot of him with the players. Like you know what I mean?
Nah.
Like building that relationship.
Yeah, and it's hard to say because you look at Brisbane and Richmond, which are a majority of the season they're winning games. Whereas, if you're winning games, having fun, yeah, it's good, but you can't compare it to like even Reece Shaw today, saying he's going to move on from the club, and they met mutual agreements that they're going to part ways. Like you didn't see him smiling too many times because he won like 3 games in the season, so. It's
Yeah.
all like
Also,
relative.
you look at Simon Gooden, for example, who's smiling about, but he
About
wasn't really winning. Like he wasn't winning heaps today.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or he's
So
smiling
it's like
so
the opposite.
hard. He's smiling so hard when he beats Adelaide by 60, who are bottom of the ladder, and also when we beat like an injured Collingwood team by a lot, and then our players celebrate a 3-point win like it's the fucking grand final. Like that, I don't understand. Just get yeah. If
So
they'll
going back to this Reshaw thing,
mm,
what do you think of? There's rumors that Paul Roos will be
yeah.
appointed as the North Melbourne coach. What do you reckon? What do you think about that?
So Roos did so much for Melbourne. It brought back that culture, and I think that's the big starting block to start things back up. Because obviously they've gotten rid of 11, 10 players. They obviously are going the rebuild method, which like it's worked for Brisbane. Um, because you look at them 4 or 5 years ago, they were nowhere. They got rid of 10 players. I think 2016 season. Then 27 season, and 16 was I think Fagan's first year. 17 season was Fag's second year, and he got rid of 10 more players, and he just kept like the structural players. So obviously, and he got like the Brad Hodge. They got Birchall last year, but they keep the main players, and they get a Brownlow medalist, which obviously helps quite a bit. Um, but But then you look at North, you get Roos in, bring back some of that culture. Like, I think if you left, there's obviously a list manager, which would have been part of delisting those 10 players. But if you look at Roos and you bring Roos in and he's like, well, I didn't want to delist these 2 players. Like, I reckon, like, Majak's a fucking god, which he is on pro clubs. Don't know if he is in real life, but I'll rate him. And so I think Roos is a really good option. Potentially Michael Voss. I've heard he's in the lineup, maybe getting that job. But I think I want Roos. Like, I would love Roos to come back to Melbourne. I would also love Ross Lyons actually has no job at the moment or as a coach, so potentially could go to North Melbourne. I love him at Melbourne though. But yeah, there's a few, like, Roos is fucking, yeah, he's a good coach obviously, and I'd love him to go to the North.
You've also, so like you see it work with obviously Paul Roos the first time at Melbourne. They're better off than, like, they're better off after he came than beforehand, you'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
But you don't want something to happen, like, how many times can you repeat that? You don't want something, because remember when Mick Malthouse, that was his job at Carlton.
Yeah.
So he left Collingwood. Nathan Buckley stepped in at Collingwood, and he ends up at Carlton. And Carlton have probably been worse after he's left than better. You'd have to say that. Like, yeah, they've got Cripps, but like now they're starting to make moves now.
Yeah.
But you don't want I'd hate, like, obviously because I rate Paul Roos as the coach as well.
Yeah.
But I'd hate for him to get in there and then not be able to, because we'll leave a mark on his, like, legacy.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, like, if he's not able to replicate what he did at Melbourne and get that culture going and start getting everyone up, and if he calls a Mick Malthouse and leaves the club worse for wear, like, it's not going to be too good for him.
Yeah. Well, with Roos, like, we as Melbourne fans, I think Roos was in, and then Goodman was the assistant coach. So Roos was always going to do like 3 years, then get out. Like, he didn't really, like, even though he probably believed in his players, like, he was only there just to get us back on track, get us on that pathway to trying to find success. And then once he left, we obviously, Goodwin did all right in his first year. The second year got us to a prelim, but now, like, 19 had a shit year. We as, like, Melbourne fans, we all say it's like the Roos effect. Like, obviously right after he left, the Roos effect was still there, and then it's slowly kind of fading away, as you see. Like, we did all right in the prelim, or got smashed in the prelim, but we did all right to get there. And then last year was trash. This year was, like, still a fail to me. Maybe some people call it a pass because we went from 17th to 9th, but still, like, with our list, so promising. So
I think next year Melbourne would definitely be looking to push for finals, and if they don't make finals, the board would have to be looking at maybe moving on from Goodwin.
Yeah, 100%. And
especially with, like, Petrarca, he came, was it second or third?
Third. Yeah.
Third in Brownlow, like Clary Oliver.
I know.
Like, you're this talent, so you got to start doing something. Stephen May, the scariest guy in the AFL.
Yeah, you just name all these players, like, Gawn, best ruckman, I'd say, in the AFL. You could say Nick Natters, but, like, you just list all these players, and you just like, I love their names, but on paper they're so good. It's just, is it the coaching? What, like, is it, like, our fitness coach is one of the best in Australia? Like, you can't blame on that. Like, we were so super fit this year. It was disappointing to see that Simon Goodwin got signed, like, his contract got renewed for, like, 3 more years last year, like, right before COVID hit. And I think some of the board members will be like, oh, we didn't do this good as 2018 season this year is because COVID hit, and it kind of disrupted our game plan, which is bullshit. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree. I don't think Goodwin can completely prove me wrong next season, but I don't think he's the right man for this list. Like, this list is insane. Just don't waste it. At least if you know you're gonna waste it, just get rid of Clayton Oliver for, like, a number 1 draft pick, please. I'll take that. Like, and if Traka, like, just don't don't waste it, man. It's frustrating.
Moving on in AFL news, we have Brad Crouch. Was it Brad Crouch?
Yeah.
Matt Crouch.
No, I think it's Brad.
Brad. One of the Crouch brothers from Adelaide. Choosing St Kilda to go to as his preferred destination. What do you think about that? Good move, bad move?
Well, if it stops him doing lines in Adelaide Central, then go for it. But nah, I see. Well, he's a good player. I think he's worth going to St Kilda because he's kind of that bulky, like hard nut midfielder that St Kilda kind of need. Like they've got, because you look at going back to Melbourne, right? You have Petrarca, Claire Oliver, Viney. Then you got young kids like Sparrow, Vandenberg. They're all like really like not huge, like they're all bulky, hard at the footy type players. You don't have like a Nat Fife who has the flying ability and like stuff. You don't really have a Dusty that is just can go forward, or you kind of have Dusty and Petrarca, but then you don't have like a Whitfield who is quite skinny, can go into the midfield and get it, and then do a beautiful kick into the forward line. Like you look at those players. So with St Kilda, you look at like Jack Steele. He's a bit different to Brad Crouch. So you kind of look at he'd fit quite nicely. You don't want to have like similar players in your line. Like you can have some, but obviously you don't want too many of the same player. So yeah, I reckon he would be a nice fit for St Kilda. Do you reckon De Goey will go anywhere?
Yeah, so like with the De Goey thing, so just to touch on the Matt Crouch thing before.
Yeah. Sorry.
Completely from there.
Yeah.
So I thought he's probably a bit unlucky, really. So like you'd say, I'd personally say St Kilda maybe a bit lucky to be so high this year. I think next year I don't think they'll be able to replicate playing as well. They'll still probably make finals, but like this year that you'd probably say they were like quite a standout team.
Yeah.
So I think it's unlucky that Geelong pulled that offer for Jeremy Cameron. So like, because obviously he got caught with his snorting lines.
Yeah.
And then Geelong still had an offer out for Matt Crouch apparently, but then now that Jeremy Cameron said he wants to go to Geelong, they pulled their offer, which was $1 million a year or something like that. So it's probably a bit unlucky for Matt Crouch.
Is like, wait, are we talking about the same Crouch, like, or are we talking about
the one that's gone to St Kilda?
Okay, yeah.
Whatever one, Brad Crouch, Matt Crouch, the Crouch one,
the
good one.
I'm pretty sure it is Brad.
But,
I think Matt's the younger one, which I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah.
With the Treloar situation though.
Oh yeah.
Definitely reckon he'll. I think head up to Queensland.
You reckon?
Because, well, he's the player that had the time off for mental problems that time, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he had like personal leave for like mental health.
Okay. I believe you.
Like if I'm not getting it confused with another one, but I'm pretty sure it was him.
It might have been Dane Beams. No, not Dane Beams.
I don't think it was Dane Beams,
okay.
But I could be wrong. I'm always happy to be proven wrong. But then with his wife and also he's got a kid, if they're both going to move up to Queensland, I just can't see him spending 7.5 months, 8 months a year in Melbourne while they're up in Queensland. Especially if you look at it, you got two promising teams really. Depends how much he wants to dig in. If he wants to dig in, like go to Gold Coast, help establish that Gold Coast, because like we said last week, he can turn a game on its head when he's on.
Yeah.
Or if he wants to try to win a bit faster, go to Brisbane. But I definitely reckon he'll be making that move up to the northeast.
Yeah. Well, initially I didn't think he was, because like he came from GWS to be at Pies, which he was really keen to get to. But then I didn't realize that he had a kid as well, and like the kid would like if your girlfriend wants to go play fucking in Brisbane, like yeah, all right, go do your thing. But the kid kind of brings it back, and you're like, oh, he probably will move up there. He has denied everything, which is kind of funny because when there were talks of him moving from GWS to Collingwood, he denied like all of them. He's like, "Nah, I'm really happy at GWS." Then like a couple months later, he's like in a Collingwood polo saying, "Oh, I'm really happy to be at this club." Like you can't really take his word for it anymore. He's kind of lost all his credibility.
I think that's just standard like sports politics.
Yeah,
really is like
yeah,
because you don't want to. I was watching a on my YouTube. It came with like a recommended. It was like a Sky News retro,
yeah,
and it was like it was in the Premier League, and the guy could have transferred from West Brom to QPR. Right? Well, he thought he'd secured him, so he's shown up at the QPR ground, and like people are rushing up to him like, oh, how do you feel? He's like, oh, I'm so happy to like have got the move done.
yeah.
Like nothing against West Brom, but I'm so happy that I'm here. QPR, I'm happy for the new challenge to stay up and all that. But then it cuts to the TV presenter that says like, oh, there's been a stall in the move. Like they've not agreed on a transfer price yet. West Brom has said that he can't be like in contact with QPR yet, and he's like outside of their stadium, like already saying he's happy to join and stuff like that. So I guess you kind of want to avoid like.
Yeah.
Unless it's like you want to go like the NFL, NBA route of like talking away to your contract. You just want to make sure the team you're at's happy until it's 100% finalised that you're at that new team.
Yeah. And it's kind of I don't want to be that player, like if I ever made it into the AFL, to do like what Joe Danaher did, which is like be really keen to go to Sydney, then the deal doesn't get done because whatever circumstances it was, like Sydney weren't happy with the draft picks because, who was it? Oh yeah, Essendon always do shady shit, don't they? Because we were talking about last week that. Oh no, was that Carlton? No, it was Carlton that were like offering.
In what regard?
Oh, so they were offering like dumbass like offers to try and get.
It was Essendon giving it to Carlton. It's like
Essendon
wanted.
Oh, they wanted
like
too much.
Sam Walsh and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
And like
like
the 6th pick and shit. Yeah.
I seen a piss. Oh, actually, it might make this week's piss take thing. But I saw something that like they were going on the lines of that, and it was some comedian like Instagram page, and they were asking for like 2008 Fev in that deal. They were asking for like Chris Judd's like jersey that he passed.
Is that the one that were like they want Kudafiti Stevens?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so I'll try and find it and put it up here now. But yeah, I found that pretty funny. But yeah, I never want to be that player that, because at the end of the day, and like what Brandon Ellis says, we always got link kind of back to that, and he said he always wanted to be like a one club player, but like you got to do the best that you can at that stage, and like I'm probably not going to take half a paycheck cut to stay at the team, even though he could have.
Well, you got it. When you think about it, the team will move on from a player, and it'll be like, oh, just business as usual.
Yeah.
But then the players are supposed to have some sort of loyalty to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I guess like, if you're a good player, like an amazing player, you'll be in the AFL max like 12 years, 13 years, absolutely max, right?
Yeah.
Like that's 13 years to realistically set yourself up for like the rest, unless you have a plan of going into coaching or presenting. But even then, it will never be the same money.
Yeah.
It's like playing AFL. So you definitely got to look out for your family of like,
yeah,
would I take 700,000 to stay at Collingwood or $1 million a year to go play in Gold Coast or Brisbane?
Yeah.
Like I'd easily make the move up north. So
yeah, exactly. So quite quickly, we haven't quite made our predictions, even though probably like 3-4 episodes ago we tried to predict our AFL finals. Are we sticking to that prediction? We got 50% right. We got Richmond in there. We didn't quite get Geelong. I think we got Richmond. Yeah. We had Geelong getting beaten by West Coast, which West Coast didn't get past.
We could have had the best final in Brisbane versus Port Adelaide. That would have been an amazing grand final. And now it would have been topped it off like Queensland team in the Queensland hub.
Yeah.
We end up with an all-Victorian final. I'm a bit salty about that. But
I know. The first one since 2011.
Definitely my prediction will be Richmond.
Yeah, I think.
Just put it out there.
Yeah, I think Richmond will just be too they just won't be nervous. I reckon they'll go out there like just confident. Like Dusty will do his thing. Probably win another norm because everyone rims him. But I just don't see them being nervous. Like I'll be shitting it, my first ever prem. But as soon as like and one of my goals in life is whether it's bloody or second division or an AFL club. Like I want to like get a prem, like because that's obviously if I actually play footy. But um, my first ever prem, I'll probably be shitting it because I was when I played a prem when I was like under 13s. But if you just continuously playing premierships after premierships, after the third one, you're probably not that nervous. Plus, it's not the pressure on the big stage of the MCG. Like it's only 30K. It's a night game. That might play into hands of Geelong.
That could actually work in Geelong's favour,
Yeah.
really.
Exactly. So you never know.
Not too sure. Like the thing is, it's funny you say that because like I remember when I played in like the Year 8 Grand Final for like our league.
Yeah.
I've never been so nervous. But like, to that point, I'd never been so nervous in my life.
I know, and
like standing out there, great. Like the grand final, we got the national anthem playing.
Yeah,
You're so close
yeah.
to the other team. At
Who'd
that
you
time,
play?
it was the rivals for that year or like space of years. It was great to know.
Who'd you play? Your granny.
So we versed Scarborough. So we beaten them in the first game to go straight to the grand final.
Yeah.
So they had to use their second chance. Oh, actually, no, sorry. We were going to, and then we lost like last kick of the game, and then we had to go through the next team. We won that comfortably. So it was like them and us, like the two like standout teams.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have to not focus too much, but like we didn't have to really stress too much about not winning the second game.
Mm.
And then we made the grand final and got dicked by like 60 points. We had our Reece Kelly, our probably best player of that year, MVP, best and fairest, tore his hamstring at the their sports carnival week before the grand final, so he couldn't even play.
Yeah, so for us we played Whitfords, and it was always a great rivalry between Jets and Whitfords, and so we were undefeated the whole season, and that kind of it plays in your head a little bit. You're undefeated the whole season, you get to the granny. Obviously, we won the first week straight there, and it kind of plays in your head. Oh, we haven't lost all year. Could there be an upset? And I probably would tell this story a million times, but it was really close at halftime. We were down by a point, and we were like devastated. We were like, oh, normally we smash teams. Like we've beaten this team most of the time this year. And we were all down, and Craig's just like trying to pump us up, get us ready for the second half. We were up by a point in the third quarter, at 3/4 time, sorry. And then we ended up winning by like I think 4 goals. It was like quite comfortable. But I remember how nervous I was the night before. Legit, right? I was down, like my house is pretty big at my mum's house, and there's like the street lights, and I remember being out like at night time, like it would have been 8 o'clock, pitch dark, like under this one street light, just kicking the footy. I'm like, cannot fuck up tomorrow. I gotta be in prime condition. I'm just like, oh, I gotta kick the footy until fucking midnight. I can't fuck up. But yeah, I was super nervous. Luckily, I think our star player was Caleb Peters that day. We played a boss game, so it came up clutch. But
I kind of wish I did play for the Jets, but then also because I feel like there's too many good players for Joondalup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think about it, I feel like everyone was for the age group in the division, everyone was like a superstar.
Yeah.
It was like a super team, really. You had yourself. I heard that Justin was good. I heard that Ryan Huston was good.
I don't even know if Justin was in a team. He might have not been. I know we had Kel. There's a photo up here. There's a photo somewhere. We had do you know who Reggie Jackson is? Regan Jackson. Have you heard of him before?
Yeah.
Might have not, but yeah, he was just like.
Did he end up playing for Whitfords?
Yeah, he moved over there, but he was gone.
Me and him had some great rock battles when I used to play Rockman. Scariest cunt I've ever played on.
He was super
I remember
scary.
one time because I'm obviously a big body and I like to throw my weight around on the footy field, right?
Yeah,
So there's a loose ball and he's running this way, I'm running this way, right? And I'm like, I'm like, it's not that I don't like, but I'm like, this guy's bigger than me. I'm
yeah,
gonna drop a shoulder into him. So I drop my shoulder into his chest and he just doesn't move and he just looks at me and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Nah, he was fucking just
So
huge for his age.
yeah, he's pretty good. He was a good player. Did he end up going waffle or anything like that?
Nah, I think because he was always big for his age, like height and just like strength wise. But after like everyone caught up to him, like he's probably not even taller than me anymore. Um, but also had big Luke Tristan. Like you wouldn't get in, you would not get in his way when he's coming like full fucking pace at
Yeah.
you. And he was like a man. We used to call him the man child back then because he was pretty much a man child. Even though I remember I did tackle him really well. It was like right. It was like at training, so it didn't even matter. But I was pissing down. I was like, oh fuck! I just tackled this kid. That's the man child.
Nothing based those like wet training sessions though.
Exactly. So, I just want another day like that when I can win another premiership, get another medal, get around the boys, have a beer after the game. Like when we're under 13s, under 14s, don't quite get that beer. We probably have a Gatorade and get some snakes and shit. But having a beer with the boys,
Maybe a soft drink. Hit it hard on the cordials.
exactly. Get the cordials out and then head into the city after the big win. Get all the boys like wearing the premiership medal down at the Duke or probably at Lookout.
But when you come back, play for Wanneroo.
Yeah,
They
so we'll win
their Colts team made the grand final. Last year they lost in the last quarter.
this year or
But
last year.
this season,
Yeah.
this season. But yeah, definitely will be good.
Yeah, I'm
Got a
interested
good,
because I kind of do.
culture vibe down there.
Yeah, I do want to play because I'm interested in like what team I'll get into. Because like obviously you rate yourself as a footy player, but like I can rate you and I could totally say, oh yeah, you're the best player I've ever played with. But I could be lying myself. Like I could be lying to you, and then like I could ask Jacko and
Definitely
Justin.
cap.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at like I can ask Jacko and Justin, and they'll be like, oh, what did you think of me as a player? And they could tell the truth. They could lie. Like, but then you have it's good because when we were playing, I know because you had seconds and first for last season or like for year 12, didn't you? So you kind of got to gauge in like, oh, if I'm in seconds, obviously I'm not that great. When you look at someone who's playing firsts, and you worry about your form. Whereas when you've got just one team, and if you're healthy, you're probably going to play the next week. You don't have to worry about like rimming the coach, or if you're worried about not making first next
With
week.
Wanneroo, they are getting a second Colts team.
Yeah, exactly. So
For next year, so like you'll be able to see. But then also, like this year, where there's like the thirds, and then like this, I think it's lower than Colts or something like that. I don't know what it is.
yeah,
Like, I don't know how they do all their working out. But like you had some players like my mate Jaden who didn't like he played 2 games all year.
yeah,
He got selected in the thirds twice and then dropped from thirds. Colts didn't even have a look at him. Like so, I guess that's kind of good. Like you get more motivation to get to training and get into it.
yeah, exactly. And like you try and want to get on the coach's good side, you might go pick up all the cones after the training session because that might get you into first. Like it's all about it's all about kind of gauging yourself, and
No.
you're good to play a good like team role.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm already starting my preseason for next season.
Have you started?
But quit the darts, and
Let's go.
start to go to the gym. Bought a skipping rope. Gonna start skipping and shit. Like
Skipping is
fully
fucking
into it.
tough though,
It's my-
man. Yeah, go on.
pardon.
Oh, I was just saying that I did skipping like a bit last year, and like you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have a good hack at it. Like maybe you gotta go for at least half an hour a day, not like straight out, but just getting used to like the coordination in it because it gets tricky and stuff.
But then I don't know because I think my problem is I'd say I'm all right. I'm not amazing.
Yeah,
I'm all right, but in patches, right? So like if I can cut some weight down, build up some more muscle, I probably would hopefully get a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Then like because you probably get a bit quicker. Like I used to have a right jump. That's gone out the window since I discovered what a pub was. Like so once I get all that back, I should hopefully be alright. I should probably get a gig or two in Colts next year.
Yeah, no, 100%. You will if you put like you don't have too many injury problems, do you? Other than like a few concussions,
No.
like
Yeah,
you're
just head injuries really. But
yeah,
I'll go Kayla Daniel and Donna Helmet.
exactly. So like for myself, like I'll blame pretty much not making the AFL because of my injuries. Like the only reason why is no, like I wasn't lazy or anything. No, I was pretty lazy, but like my biggest issue is injuries, and so I'll be perfect for preseason, right? So I pretty much peak rounds. Well, if I have a really good preseason, I'll peak for like round 1 to 5, and then from 6 to 10, I'll kind of slowly get off, and then from 11 to 15, like I'm absolutely cooked. Like calves are done, which is annoying because that's when it kind of gets spicy because you're probably going to make finals, and I don't end up making finals. So like it gets annoying.
I got the head injuries, but then also calves. I got bad shin splints, but also like my calves. If I play last year we got about midway through the year, and like every half, my like towards the end of the half, my calves would be cramping up, and I'd be able to walk or run.
Yeah,
And then that was like every second game, I'd have to have like a half off just to be able to make sure that I could play the next week. And
yeah,
towards the end of it, I had weeks where I just wouldn't be able to play because I couldn't warm up enough to be able to good enough to go run out and play a full game of footy at like a good level.
yeah.
So once I get them sorted out, like
And I think like it's putting miles in the legs. I think in preseason, like you look at even AFL players, their preseason games. You often see like even the best of players of Fife, he'll get cramps and stuff in the preseason games, which doesn't really matter too much. So and even in round one, like all the players are not used to that load. They should be getting used to it, or if they have a really good footy fitness coach, then like they should already be used to it. But yeah, it's just getting miles in the legs in preseason. I think that helps a lot. And then yeah, like you gotta recover as well. Do you put a lot of time into recovery as well? Like, do you ever do like ice the calves after or ice the hammies?
I'll do like not really like solely ice them. I do like the ice baths or the
Yeah,
put freezing cold water into the bath and like sit in there
yeah,
for a bit, or like in the shower. I'll try to I'll get this some heat going for a bit, and then I'll just like towards the end I'll just straight cold for like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes,
yeah,
and then try to just like put on my calves,
yeah.
but not too much like strap it up with ice and shit like that.
And like if I like even at West Perth, they've got they've got physios that if you got a cramp, you come off, they'll rub it down. Even at training sessions, they'll do that. After games, they have full ice baths. Like they've got everything primed. And I feel like if I just got a sneaky look into the AFL and somehow got myself on a list, like I'll be all right because I'll just get bloody massages for days. My calves will be like kept in
They do that
prime
at Wanneroo. They've
position.
got the physio that goes down to trainings,
Yeah, we started getting
games, and
that.
then
Yeah,
they've got the ice baths and stuff as well.
yeah. Well, I think because over here, like, and it's probably the same over there. We weren't allowed. We only allowed like joggers onto the oval, just for like the cricket players, because the grass. If you use like studs on the grass too early, like cricketers get pissed off. I don't know if that's the same at the Wanneroo Showgrounds, but I know where we play, we were only allowed runners on the grounds like for pre-season until the cricket finished. Um, but like, yeah, we didn't really get because COVID hit and we played one game. It didn't really matter. But yeah, we had like we had like a physio, which was like really nice. So yeah, hopefully, no matter where we are.
When the cricket season's still on, we just move the ovals to
Yeah, of
like
course.
Garden Park.
Yeah,
And then once cricket season's over, we just move everything down to the
yeah.
showies.
Which I
But
prefer
we
that.
move Yeah, it's like because every team's got their training ground really. No team like Collingwood aren't training at MCG. You
Yeah, of
know what I
course.
mean? Or like so it gives that kind of aspect and feel to it. But we're moving on to the best segment of the week, the massive multi for the grand final this week. Right, 1 to 1,000 challenge.
Should
You've
we
already
do?
been talking mad in the DMs.
Yeah, let's go.
We're feeling a big one this week, fellas. Drew said he wants to put it. What was it, $100 multi or something like that on?
Yeah, fuck it. It's the last game of the
Feeling,
season.
we're going big.
We might win big. We probably will lose, but no, it depends how much we analyze it. I've already said my prediction. I said Dusty for 15 and a goal. He normally is pretty well played in the grand final. So is Basher. Basher's playing really well. So two players that I think will play really well. But yeah, it depends where we're going for. We can obviously do a $1, but I think it suits us right to do $100. Obviously, I'll do it on.
I'll put the standard $1 one.
Yeah,
Drew's got the $100 one because my betting form. So Brownlow night, right?
yeah,
I got under it heavy that night. But before it, I was sitting in a PlayStation party with yourself, Jackson,
yeah,
Blake, Youngie. We'll talk about our Brownlow predictions, right?
yeah.
I set out names. Some people went, "Oh, nah, we reckon this person will be it or whatever like that," right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I went, no, I'm gonna stick back myself here. So I put them in, and then I went, "What do you about this person?" And people went, "Oh, they're a lock. No one can steal votes from them."
Yeah.
Lockie Whitfield's a prime example of that. You know, Taylor Adams,
Oh,
prime
yeah.
example of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Neither of them led their club in votes.
Nah. Well,
So
yeah.
so the locks ruined my multi, and the ones that were iffy end up coming through. Like I
Oh,
had Tim
really?
Kelly instead of Nat Nui,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and Tim Kelly led it, but Taylor Adams, who was supposed to be the lock, didn't get it.
Well, I
Or Lockie
was
Whitfield, for
yeah,
example.
I was a bit disappointed about Taylor Adams because I genuinely thought that he was gonna get it, but I think Pendlebury actually got it in the end. I want to go back to my bet slip
Yeah.
for that because I did put something
And
on. Oh yeah,
the toughest part
yeah,
of it is because I put a few multis on.
yeah,
$10, $5. No, I'm not massive. Like I bet a lot, but I don't bet a lot on one thing. I spread my
yeah.
bets a lot, right? But I was very close to they were paying $4 for Lockie Neal to poll more votes than the entire North Melbourne team,
I saw that. Yeah, Jacko did
and
that.
I was gonna put $30 to $50 on that, and I was like, you know what? No, like I don't want to lose all my money. That's what came through.
How much? How much did you put on it in the
so
end?
so I didn't put anything on there because I was
Oh,
like, I don't
okay.
know how I was like, surely a whole team's gonna be able to do it. It's not Adelaide.
Yeah,
Jackson puts $25 or $20 on it. You know,
yeah.
makes 180
Yeah,
$120, and
yeah.
then
Jacko Mum Bank, which, like, I know it's a big risk putting $100 on something that's not guaranteed, but like, what am I supposed to spend? I know it's dumb. Looking at it now, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? But hopefully it works out for me.
imagine you've been like 10K on grand final day. That'd be the best grand final day of your life.
I know, but I'm not gonna do $100 to 10K. Like, what's that?
Oh
That's
yeah.
it's $100
Well, no,
odds.
all you need is $10 odds. No, sorry, you did $100 odds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking.
No, but imagine.
That's
Okay, well, imagine if you win a
nuts.
grand. Like that'd
Yeah, I
be
know.
such a
Nuts
good
is yeah. The grand's fucking heaps.
$15 ads. Yeah, odds. Yeah.
Um, do we go? Do we go for a winner though? 'Cause that's a big question. I always get stuffed by the winner. A couple weeks ago, um, my
Wait,
did 8 leg multi, and that was the only one that lost.
I think we continue off. So last time we won, right? Very superstitious. Last
Oh,
time we won, we
actually,
didn't have a winner.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. Cut you off on that. Last week did we not win? I think Dan Rioli didn't get a goal, so I didn't win that. Am I correct? That was
Yeah. So
yeah.
we would have won. We would have won, except Dan Arioli didn't score a goal. So just
That's actually
cheers, Dan
sick.
Arioli.
Yeah, because I didn't take much notice, and
We're getting good at it.
I remember saying that. Oh, I reckon Dan will be the one that will potential win or loss, and of course we lose it like normal. But how many odds were on that game? Like that bet, sorry.
$1.60. Put $1 on there
Yeah, okay. So
because we banked the first $8,
yeah,
and then we're like, okay, we'll put $1 on this one.
yeah.
But
But what was it
yeah.
paying? Oh,
So
so what was it
look,
paying
I
out?
reckon
That
$8.60.
oh, okay, yeah, sorry, yeah,
So I reckon we avoid putting a head-to-head on this one because we just don't know what's going to happen. They could, like, Geelong could come out firing away. Richmond could come out and form.
yeah, exactly.
So
This is
we're
my
not
honest
sure, but I reckon
predictions.
the stats.
Yeah, sorry. I reckon that Geelong will get a good head start, and then Richmond will kind of break them down, and then slowly come back, and then Richmond will win.
Yeah,
That's my prediction. So if I did anything, like I'm not gonna put
I
$100
just
on that, like that narrative,
yeah.
but I'll do $100 on something else.
I just really hope that the AFL don't make the night grand final like a permanent thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I personally do prefer the day, the spectacle of like the whole
yeah,
day of being like you wake up at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. By the time 10 o'clock's on, like
yeah,
footy's on, or not footy's on, but like the kick across the Yarra is
yeah,
on,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
and then you got like the pre-game, and then what 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, something like that. The game is on. Like I don't want to be waiting all day just to
nah,
then watch it at night. Like not really as good as expected. I guess it works for NRL though,
yeah, true.
because theirs is a night grand final, but I don't know. What's the
Yeah, so
to get the charge real quick?
Gary Rowan kicked 3 last week. Guys kicked 2. Tom Hawkins, obviously common medalist, back to his normal form of 2 goals. Kicked 3 behinds though. Had a potential kick a bag. Um, Graham Morris kicked 1. Parfit kicked 1. So and Zach Tui and Henry kicked 1. Which Zach Tui is kind of interesting. I think his goal kicking odds are quite high. If you look at here, obviously I still logged out of sports bet. I get quite unlucky on that, so I've kind of moved to points bet. But if you look here, it's interesting. It's interesting to see that I think they've got every goal scorer now. Like because it's the grand final, anyone can realistically kick a goal, as long as they don't
Yeah.
get injured. So um, where we at? Zach Tui $2.50. That's pretty good odds. I wouldn't do that for $100 putting it on the line, but I think Dusty's pretty comfortable to kick a goal. We look at his stats last week. Um, he's pretty unlucky to not kick a goal. Who normally, if he's getting tagged really heavily, and he will get tagged by Cam Guthrie, and someone else in the midfield, like he will go forward and get tagged again. But if we look at last week,
Uh,
yeah,
so I've just switched to Sportsbet to the great feature of like the popular multis,
yeah,
which I found one that I'm probably gonna put $5 on maybe. So basically it's a 15 leg multi,
mhm,
bit long, but grand final day gotta go big.
exactly,
So you got Batchar to get 15, Pressia to get 15, Guthrie, Martin, Menegola, Stewart, Dangerfield, Duncan, and Cochin to get 15. So it's quite a lot of 15, but they're all, would really say, grand final, they're going to have to turn up. Like, they would
yeah,
get 15.
yeah,
And then you've got Tom Hawkins, Gary Rowan, uh, Jack Rewald, Dustin Martin, Tom Lynch, and Paddy Dangerfield for a goal, paying $46. I reckon that's pretty
that's pretty
safe.
sick.
Well,
Yeah,
not safe, but like,
that's not safe.
it's as safe as a 15 like multi you can get.
It's pretty like it's pretty good. Like you look at all those players and but then you just look at Rowan when we put Rowan to kick a goal and he did fuck all. But you look at him last week and he kicks 3. So you get yeah, it's hard to get that in between. Even Dangerfield, he didn't kick any last week. The week before that, he kicks 4. Like you just know
Yeah.
that they can all obviously have an off game at some point. But
then you can't really like. I feel like you can afford as much as you can't really, but like the week before Dangerfield not scoring a goal, you can afford to have like you can afford an off game more than in the grand final. Like you can't. No one can have an off. If you want to win,
yeah,
no one can have an off game.
exactly right. So
Especially not like a paid Dangerfield or like a Guthrie, Menencola, especially for Geelong.
yeah, yeah. So should we do? We should find. Yeah, that's a good bet there. But we should do one for our $1 at least. Um, stick to our winning formula, or do we just go all out for the granny because it is the granny? So do we go for a kind of 6-leg multi, or do we bump it up to maybe potentially 10-leg multi, but relatively still pretty safe? So we wouldn't go like all out like fucking College as to kick his first ever goal. We wouldn't really want to go for that, would we? Or maybe we would, but
Bill Marlon Pickett.
oh fuck off, I hate him.
But no, I reckon we still probably would go pretty safe.
Mhm.
So, but I think I would go safe, but then add a lot of the safe ones personally. So probably would end up with like a instead of like a 5-leg, probably like a 8, 9,
Yeah.
10. Like somewhat quite safe. Like not a dumb one, but like like a Dusty, Dion Pressia, Batcher Hooley to get 15.
Yeah,
But
I
and
agree.
you'd also look at like Geelong with like a Duncan Menegola, Danger, Guthrie, even like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
those kind of safer ones.
Mhm. I agree. So should we go for those 15 disposals now then? Mine would be different odds, so we'll go off
Okay.
your odds, but Guthrie, Menengola, do you reckon?
hmm So
Duncan?
are we staying with a Dusty, Dion, and Batcher?
Yeah, I reckon. Dusty, Dion. Oh no, Hooley, Dion. Dior.
And then Duncan and Menegola, or
Yeah.
what about Danger and Selwood?
I reckon Danger. He'll be primed, I reckon. And also potentially do Tom Stewart, but depends how out there you want to go.
Or do you want to have a look at Dusty or like a Batcher Hooley getting 20 disposals more, or would we just stay with 15?
Don't know. Up to you. Do you reckon we should? I mean, Dusty had 21 last week, and he was the highest for Richmond. Like, but under that, there was Dion Presio of 19, so could risk it a bit there.
No, I'd probably keep it a bit safer if we're gonna load up the legs on this one.
Saying that, Geelong are like a really high possession team. Like, if you look at their last
Yeah.
week's stats, like they had 300 compared to um, uh, like Brisbane's 235. So like they had boys like Duncan 22. Oh, even then, like Duncan was 22, and then under that Menengola of 19. So only one player like Richmond was over 20. So I would say no,
Yeah.
based off that. But then you say grand final, like you're gonna play a bit better, so you never know. But based off that,
But then goal scorers, move it on to
yeah. So goal
Tom,
scorers,
Jack, Rewalt, Dusty.
Tom, which Toms? Toms, both Toms.
Oh yeah, both Toms definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon that's pretty safe.
I, I know he let down our multi
Not Dan
the first one, but
or Rowan.
Daniel Rioli has a no. Rioli's got a knack for scoring grand finals.
He
Has
does.
he
He
has he
does.
scored in every grand final that he's played in?
Could we get a fact check on that, Jamie? I think he said yeah. We have. So, yeah,
A
you can roll with
grand
it.
final stats. I'm pretty sure.
Who can do the fact check before the other person? That's the real question. Dun-dun. Good old.
Say grand final or anything like that.
I'm gonna beat you. So last year, oh, Jesus, I didn't realize Grey Western Sydney only had 3 goal scorers, but Rioli did kick 1 that year, and in 2017, against Adelaide, Daniel Rioli kicked 0 goals.
Didn't he? Didn't he score one? I swear he scored one.
Says here, Graham with 3, Revolt, Martin, Townsend 2, Hooley, Pressia, Caddy, Butler, Castagna, Grieg, and Lambert 1. So
Scored
unlucky.
The first goal of the game that year.
Who did?
Imagine having a bet on him. Batcher.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did too. Yeah, imagine
having the half back to score first goal of the game for Richmond.
Yeah, that's another, like, we're talking about that with one of my mates at work, and he was saying that it's normally like a midfielder kick the first goal. Like, Varco kicked the first one in the West Coast game. Last year it was Jeremy Cameron, so can't say it always, but generally it's not the person that's the highest odds. Like, it's gonna be that midfielder.
Yeah.
So yeah. So do we go? He's let us down before. Do we go? If I'm swear to God, you're paying me $1 if it comes. This is your decision right now. You paying me $1 if it comes to Dan Rioli not kicking a goal. I don't. The deal's off. If fucking Tom Lynch doesn't get a goal somehow, like, obviously you don't have to pay me $1. But if our one leg loses because Dan did not kick a goal, mate, you're paying me $1. I'm gonna go spend that on a frozen Coke at Macca's. All right. Is that a deal, or is that scared you off?
I'll put a deal. I'll put a deal on it. So we always talk about you have to visualize the bets, right?
Yeah, here we go.
I can visualize this a lot more than I can visualize Gay Rowan the other week.
Oh yeah, No, I'm saying right now. This is my honest opinion. I can visualize right now me watching TV and thinking, oh, there's a 2 minutes left on the ground. Dan Rioli hasn't kicked a goal yet. Where's Dan? He's on the bench. Fuck, we fucked it. But hopefully not.
I reckon he will.
Dan Rioli I didn't finish there. Dan Rioli
gets. Score a goal?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on. Yeah, Dusty score a goal, I reckon. So 2 times Dusty.
Jack Rebo?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah. Do go for multiple goal kickers though. It's Tom Lynch sneaky chance to kick 2.
Who's gonna be playing on him?
On Tom Lynch, probably Jack Henry. I want to throw it out there. I actually don't know who they're fucking. Last week, playing fullback, we had Harry Taylor, which he's getting pretty old, and I don't think he can play on a Tom Lynch. You also have Lockie Henderson. They're saying that Jake Kolodjasny, he'll be playing on like a Dusty, or even Tom Stewart will be playing on a Dusty when he goes forward. But Jack Henry's pretty tall as well. Mark Blickars, so he might be playing on him.
I got a question for you. Right, so from Geelong, who are we thinking for goal scorers? Right, so Tom Hawkins playing $1.14. Next best is Danger at $1.45. But then I personally would see some value in a Gary Ablett.
I think $83. I reckon as well. They
will be force feeding him the ball to try to get a goal in this last game.
Yeah,
in the grand final. I 100% reckon he's scoring one.
I reckon as well. Yeah, put guys up for one. I was thinking Graham Myers, and I was like, oh, he's gonna have a set shot, and he's probably gonna miss.
He's the first one. He's the first small forward. We've had our small forwards always let us down in our bets, and he's the first one that started off that trend.
He did too. Was that the one that we did? Was it Western Bulldogs and Geelong? I want to say. Oh, actually, yeah.
It's like episode 2 or something like that when we brought this segment in.
Yeah.
Well, episode 1, it was he's the one that messed it up.
I'm just saying, Liam Baker could potentially get a goal. The boy from Brighton,
Liam Baker.
$4 odds for me. I don't know what odds for you.
Who does he play for?
Richmond. Probably not.
They don't even have him.
Oh, fuck it. Get on PointsBet, mate. Have everyone. I think that rounds out our
We have
goal scorers,
Sam
though.
Simpson.
Sam Simpson, maybe?
But no, I think so. We have we're sitting at 14 legs at the moment. $51.50 odds.
We had Mitch Duncan for 10, right? Or 15, right? And Menegola. Oh
Let's bring that up.
my god, don't go to
Yeah.
PointsBet. PointsBet have a max of 12 legs. Multis.
What?
So my odds are at 15 for 12, it's 15.32.
Oh dumb. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats letting a sports bet 20 leg multi right out to the last leg and your heart snaps.
Exactly. That's why I capped it at 12. So I'm a bit let down
We
about that. What's your
so
odds at?
So we can put $51.50.
Fucking hell, mate. Oh my god.
We have 14 legs.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 less
So-
legs and I'm on $15. What the fuck's this?
Power play to $16. If we chuck the $8 that we had banked in, and if it comes through, $480.
We're rich. We're gonna be billionaires. We're gonna be like have a full background. Oh, did you see Joe Rogan? I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you like Joe Rogan's new background, or have you not seen it?
No, I don't like it. I prefer his old one.
Yeah. Apparently, it's hard on the eyes.
Yeah, it's very red. All the lights are red. It makes him look like a tomato. It's not good. It's not. I don't rate it.
Nah, it kind of looks shit. But then they said that Kanye might be redesigning it, didn't they? Did you hear
Yeah,
about
because
that?
Kanye wants to have an episode with Joe Rogan. Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan came out and said that someone on his team has coronavirus, so they can't get Kanye on. And then everyone's speculating.
I didn't see that.
And then everyone's speculating that he's capping, and that either Joe Rogan has COVID and he doesn't want to tell anyone, or Kanye's team have pulled out and said, "No, we don't want you talking to Joe Rogan." So we don't know who's capping.
But why would that be?
So
I feel like Joe Rogan would be if Joe Rogan had got corona, he'd probably be pretty upfront about it. So his mate Brendan Schaub ex-UFC fighter got it, and he was pretty open about it. So surely, and like they're pretty good mates. So surely Joe would be pretty open about it.
And then so that pulls out. So then Kanye's team, like going for president. I don't know if that's actually true, or I haven't really followed it that much. So he doesn't want Kanye to say anything dumb.
Doesn't
maybe.
make sense either, though.
Why's that?
Because think of it. Joe Rogan, biggest podcast in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like genuinely by stats wise, biggest podcast. Why would you, if you're running for president, then you're not even officially on the ballot, so you have to be written in. Wouldn't you want to have like the platform? Because like right now, like Kanye obviously gets demonized in the media quite a lot.
Yeah.
About like everything he says, they'll either be taken negatively, or if there's like a site that likes him, or like someone that's writing the article likes him, then they'll obviously make a positive spin. But usually it's on the negative side. Surely he would rather have gone on Joe Rogan, get what he has to say out.
Yeah.
And then more people will say that because like people have seen Joe Rogan as like an unbiased source of news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like not news, but like just like unbiased like things. Like he gets left wing people, right wing people on, like scientists, everyone on.
Yeah.
So like if you can have Kanye West say exactly what he wants to say.
But then
like surely that'd probably be the best thing.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, because, well, obviously, when you're a president, like, well, why wouldn't Donald Trump go on it then? Like, surely Donald Trump, like, obviously, he wants to get, like, that demographic of younger people, because that's potentially, don't know what demographic that Joe Rogan has, but it's probably the younger audience because it's on YouTube, and then obviously Spotify in the near future he'll have more of a range because I think more of a range people will watch or listen to Spotify podcasts. But I think that like Joe Rogan has the potential of like pretty much asking any question, and it's not as formal as other like sources. Like, oh, it's on YouTube. Like, can't do that. And Kanye's kind of really like free speaking. Like, I'm going by his tweets. I don't actually know him that well, but I feel like he'll be. Joe Rogan will ask him like a hard hitting question that Kanye has to quickly respond to. And I don't know how well Kanye is good at like doing that. And like obviously I heard a thing that he was crying about aborting his daughter and stuff like that, and that didn't get real. Like that wasn't really.
Have you seen that video?
Nah, I haven't. I've heard about it
It's
though.
it's something else. It's messed. I feel bad for the man, eh?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is though, you do see Trump needing to, like, not needing to, but like Trump asked for Joe Rogan
Mm.
to be like a mediator or something like that
Yeah, I
for
saw
in a
that.
debate between him and Joe Biden. Like, so I guess Trump would, but then also like because like there's Kanye who wants to be president, he's not president yet,
Mm.
but then you have like the actual president of the United States. Like I was watching like a Facebook video about it, like the stuff that these like Secret Service have to do um, to make sure everything's safe. Like apparently they have to check the building like 2 months before the president goes there, or like the like route the president's gonna go on
Yeah.
before he goes there. Then they do like weekly checks, and they got to make sure like there's no place where like people can get in, and there's multiple exits, multiple places where they can have people like watching their exits and stuff like that. And,
Yeah,
like they
true.
don't feel
Yeah.
like harm the president. So I guess it just would be too much to get the president on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Bit off topic here, but I was watching this guy, right? And I don't know if it was, I think it was on TikTok, so it's not that credible, but this guy put up a thing of Drake, like in a car, pulled out of the street. And obviously, when you have someone like Drake and he's got bodyguards like in cars behind him, like you know how it works, like you have like a bodyguard car, then you have Drake's car, and then it's like a sandwich in like bodyguards. So like it's more protected. And so this guy, like instead of letting the bodyguard car come out, he just completely cuts him off, and he's like, "No, why are you cutting me off? Like it's my right of way." So he's sitting there, like behind Jake's car with like some angry like bodyguard saying, "Get the fuck out of the way," and he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And then this big ass white dude just walks up, just puts his like he's just standing in front of this cunt's car, and he's like, "Wait." And so like the bodyguard like just drove past like him. Like it was just so weird. Like I can't even imagine what it's like having like you're just driving behind Drake, and then this cunt's like, "Why'd you?" Like, he's hell mad at him as well. It's like, what the fuck? It's all fucked up in America.
That's mess.
Um,
Yeah, I'm very happy we live in Australia.
yeah,
But
exactly.
are we putting this multi on?
Yeah, I reckon. My one won't be obviously as good as yours, but it's pretty similar.
Are we putting $1 or $8 on there?
We'll put $8 on it if you want. We're going all out
Take
this
out the
week.
bank that we have.
Oh, that
Grab
$8.
Wembley.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we?
See, are we risking it for the biscuit? Think of it. We can make 480.
Oh, if you put it that way, yeah, let's go for it. $8. You're YOLO, YOLO, YOLO. $8. Here we go. And as Mick Morehouse always says, this cannot lose. Everyone jump on it. Da 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 da. Remember to gamble responsibly. Make sure you're 18. Don't get your parents. Don't get your brother. Don't ever let anyone bet for you. You have to do it yourself, and it's your fault that you press OK.
Make sure you're confident in your bets.
Exactly, and don't
remember the people that need you.
exactly.
So moving on from that segment, I have some facts, some coincidences, facts, little knowledge bites, I guess.
This is my favorite episode. Favorite segment, by the way. I look forward to hearing some Kohli and Tendulkar stats. Might not be this week. There might be some other stuff, but we'll see what Dylan has lined up for us.
So I'll go to this one sec. Sorry, one sec.
He's dabbing. Dab.
I swear I've actually got corona, hey, even though we don't have any community transmission over here. We're in lockdown.
Yeah, no shit.
Just developed a really bad cough. So this week, I've gone with a bit more of a soccer route. I've been loving
Switching
playing
it up.
FIFA 21.
Yeah.
So this week, I'm the soccer route. So this was admittedly 2016, so this fact was from 4 years ago. But person wrote out, this one's from Reddit. Today, 4 years ago, so 2016, Tottenham signed Fulham striker Moussa Dembele.
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham already have an unrelated 28-year-old Belgian midfielder, Moussa Dembele, in their squad, who they signed from Fulham in 2012. Coincidence or not? Same name, same club they've come from, same position.
So, where do they both play now? Are they both at Tottenham still, or is one? I know there's a Dembele
No,
that.
they one of them moved on.
So
I think they went like La Liga or something like that.
it's not the same Dembele that plays for Barca, right? That's a different one. Because I always got confused between
No,
those.
that's Usam Dembele or something like that.
Yeah, so Usa and Musa sound the fucking exact same for me, right? So I always got confused. And he's also a striker or left mid or whatever. But yeah, so they've got the same like first name, second name, from the same
name,
club.
some from the same club, 4 years apart, playing for the same club together.
That's fucked. What do you even call them?
Same nationality.
You just call them by their middle name, probably. Are they from the same nationality?
Yeah, you'd have to find something. I'll have a look.
Probably not. They would have said that in the stat. One's Belgian,
I was gonna say, well, one's Belgian. One's French, I think, as well.
Yeah, okay.
But there's not really much of a difference because it's like the same language and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So Moussa Dembele is 28, 24-year-old. Yeah, he plays the Liga one now. That's the French one. And then
Yeah.
the Spurs one. Yeah, he's a little bit older, but that's crazy.
So this one's probably, I'd probably rate this more on the coincidence side. Still a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
So we got a mix of handball and soccer. All right. So during the 90s, the French national team had a goalkeeper called Bruno Martini.
Mm-hmm.
And then the goalkeeper for the handball French national team was named Bruno Martini as well. So both French goalkeepers,
yeah,
for handball and soccer, were called Bruno Martini. But here's where it gets a bit crazy, right?
Yeah.
So they're not related, and the name like Martini or Bruno Martini isn't the equivalent to like a Smith or Jones. Like in France, it's not the equivalent to like that would be over here, right?
Yeah.
So both of them are the two biggest collective sports for the goalkeeper. The Bruno Martini in soccer ended his career with Montpellier in 1999. Bruno Martini, the handball one, played for Montpellier from 2000 to 2003. So as one finished his career, and the next one picked up his career in that same city in 2000. The next
That's fucking mental. It's like
no shit.
And they're not even related, are they? Or they've got no.
Not related, nothing. It's just it's like an out there name.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's kind of it's not the exact same, but it's like Peter Cech, but he retiring. Like I don't even know when he retired. He didn't retire. Or he did retire. Sorry, but he didn't retire at Chelsea. But he's been listed in the squad again, which I found is crazy. I know that he's a coach he was coaching at Chelsea at the moment. Obviously, he's got the link to Lampard because they probably heaps of years together. But at the moment, I think Mendy's doing a pretty good job, so I don't know why you're getting Petr Cech back, but anyone's better than Kepa, so I rate him. Rate the move back.
So I've got a bonus fact for you. I've decided I was going to save this for another episode, but decided I'd bring this one out.
Yeah.
So on Monday Night Football, so this is a gridiron.
Mm.
On Monday Night Football's 666th broadcast on week 6 of 2012, Mark Sanchez, number 6, went into the game with six TDs, 6 interceptions, and a 66.6 passer rating.
Fucking hell. That's just a huge coincidence.
That's my facts and credits stuff for this episode.
So next week, you're going to find some cunt playing his 777th game that had 7 stats of... Yeah, I don't know. But that's insane. Like, I don't understand. I still don't understand how people find that, though. Like...
Oh, it's insane. It's hard enough to find people that have already found it as well.
Yeah, I know.
Like, cause I'm trying to Google stuff, and like I'm getting the repeat ones. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then you find some fully underground ones, like the Bruno Martini one and stuff.
It's alright. We'll come up with new segments. That one might go missing for a few weeks, but might make an epic return.
It's everything's subject to availability, I guess, in this podcast.
Exactly. We could start just making up some bullshit coincidences though. But like, Tuesday I was born. Oh, have you seen those TikToks where they try and make links from like someone was like make a link from David Warner to Maria Sharapova, and then so we could just do something like that and be like, what's the link? They were both born on a Tuesday or something like that. So if we get desperate, but we won't get desperate, we find the hard hitting coincidences, don't we?
Hard hitting journalism right here. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Ask the real questions, find the real coincidences, the real facts.
Yeah.
You know? We are basically the Wikipedia of the podcast game.
Exactly.
But I guess you'd say we're probably coming to the end of this week's podcast. Did you want to touch on you being absolutely insane in Foot Champs this week?
I was gonna, I didn't want to mention it myself because I was gonna humble myself. But I did end up getting 17 wins, which is pretty good for myself, I must say. But it was a total grind. It gets to the stage where this week it got delayed by 24 hours as well. So mostly we play games on Fridays and Saturdays, but I end up playing a couple games on Saturday, most of my games on Sunday, coming home from work hella tired on Monday and playing till about 12:30 a.m. on that, knowing that I had to wake up 6:30 the next day, which completely fucked me over because I was absolutely dead for work. But you know who I am. I'm just like that god kid at FIFA, even though I'm Div 3 at the moment.
You get the rewards for Foot Champs.
So, obviously it depends on what rank you end on. So I end up finishing on Gold 3, and so how it works is there's Bronze 3, Bronze 2, Bronze 1, Silver 2, 3, 2, 1, Gold 3, 2, 1. Then there's Elite 3, 2, 1, and then it goes off to its own stat, like the kids that win 30 games out of 30 games, which is bloody hard to do. So for 17 wins, which I think is quite, it's obviously a better half because you're winning more than 50% of your games on Foot Champs. But I still think it's not that hard to do. It's kind of hard because I compare myself to you, which obviously don't want to call you shit, but
big skill. There's a big skill difference, isn't I'm knocking around in Division 7.
Yeah, and your name's Div.
Just to be able to consistently put in some wins and draws, and they're in Div 3.
But you haven't been nice like everyone else. Like you get Jacko packing Kante, you have me packing whatever his name is. But you haven't been nice yet. You'll get that moment hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully
today. Division rewards come out today.
Exactly.
I haven't opened mine yet, so hopefully I'll pack a nice card.
What rank did you finish? Do you know?
I think it was just rank 3.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously it's harder because you're a lower division down than I am. But with finishing with 17 wins, you get 45k, which is pretty nice. You get those ones where
change
um, you get those ones where you get to choose, like, you get 4 players that come up on the thing, like in a draft, but draft has 5. This one you get 4, and I get 2 of them, and they're the picks from the team of the week this week, I think. So I think this week there was a Werner, which I'll be definitely looking out for, and a Rashford, which obviously you're probably not going to get the
Well,
better
imagine
ones.
if you get both
If
of
I
them.
get, I can't choose. I can only choose one, obviously. But like, if I get the option to choose, I don't know who I'd choose. Probably a Werner. You'd say a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't
then
know
Rashford's
because
a boss on FIFA. I know.
Rashford, like Justin's got Rashford,
I
doesn't he?
know.
And he's
Yeah,
insane.
he's insane. So I just want to get that. Oh, imagine. I don't think I will get anyone that good, but I also get like a couple mega packs, couple rare gold packs. So who knows? But
Yeah,
hopefully you can qualify soon. This weekend,
hopefully.
I think, obviously I've got no friends over here. I can't go out, so I'll probably play it again. But you guys, you got the granny. Probably hell going to be fucked up on Saturday and recovering Sunday, so it probably wouldn't be a good
It's a big
idea.
one.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm also a UFC fan, and big of Habib
Is
versus
that this weekend?
Gaethje.
Is that
This
Sunday?
weekend it's 2 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oh, well,
That's
definitely.
when it
Oh,
starts.
that's 5 a.m. for me, so I definitely won't be getting up for that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's so. I don't know whether I just go to the Casper Kick-Ons to watch it, or if I just stay up and watch it on a stream.
um, or if you're going with Duncan,
Just think, I'm gonna be fired. I'm gonna be fired from the grand final, especially in
true.
that grand final. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
Oh,
up.
yeah. True. Yeah.
So
Fuck it.
go
Yeah.
out.
Fuck it.
So just Kick-Ons or
Yeah. Nah. Kick
not sure.
ons. Kick ons. Get the boys around. Get around it. And Khabib's just like absolutely insane. So he's one of my favorites in the
Yeah,
UFC.
it's gonna be a good fight.
You gonna put money on that one as well? Do you reckon? Or nah? Don't put too much money on UFC.
Yeah, I'll put a multi on,
Mm.
just like winners outright of the.
Yeah. We'll put Khabib. Oh, there's also I don't know any of the other ones. Maybe Robert Whittaker. I've heard of him before.
Robert Whittaker, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even say his last name right, so you can tell how much I know about UFC. But that's alright. Does Khabib still wear his fucking Russian hair? Vicky, we call it Vicky hair. Remember Vicky from school?
Oh, it actually does look like that. Hey,
Yeah, hey, it fucking does.
Jesus. I'm trying to think. He wore it. He didn't wear it against McGregor because that's when they fought outside of the ring and shit like that, and he got
Yeah,
taken
true.
straight out.
Yeah.
Um,
He doesn't. Does he wear
he
it
won the
in?
fight before that.
Does he wear it in and then exits with it, or does he just wear it in, or like how does he wear it? Do you know?
He was. I think he did wear it in actually. So he
Yeah.
was because he wears it in and out.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. He wasn't wearing it in the press conference
Yeah.
yesterday, so he might wear it to the ring, I guess.
Mm. But we'll reveal those results next week if we remember to. We'll also we'll do a rundown
Yeah.
of what happens in the grand final. Hopefully it's not a blowout like last year.
Hopefully we're $500 richer.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm a grand richer as well because I put a fucking multi on. But I'll probably get. I don't want to tell mum because I will tell mum if I win, but because that's the thing with betting. Like you always hear about the kids that win, but you never hear the ones that you lose. So
True.
yeah, hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully we get good rewards. We didn't get good rewards last week. I probably would have opened with that. I did get Courtois, and I was like, I got Courtois, and then realized that he's worth like fuck all. He's like 25k for an 89 rated player. But that's what you get for packing a goalkeeper. But other than
Yeah,
that,
but even picked up Summer. I was just sitting there, I had 8,000 coins, and I was like, oh, I'll see what I can get.
mm,
And then I ended up packing Summer, sold him for, I think ended up selling for like 12k, something like that. So I made profit on a 7.5k pack.
that's pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
But
That's what you want.
first time in forever. And then last night, 40 minutes left for one to watch, so I had to spend $20 on FIFA points. Got nothing.
Yeah, of course
but
not.
I made 30k in the process, so I guess that covered 2 packs.
Yeah.
But
Who'd you pack?
I'd rather, I guess,
Do you remember?
just like a
Just
discard
random.
in form and just players like it's like an 84, like Iago Aspas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just like players like him, like not good, but they just sell for a couple K.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's what pisses me off with like
but
some lucky people. Like they pack like an Allen, who's not the highest rated, but he's
yeah,
worth so much.
yeah, or even like a Rodrigo, like.
Yeah, true.
But I guess like you can't really complain because obviously you can get nothing in those 15K packs, but
Yeah.
to get somewhat of an alright conversion from that $18 because you can't buy coins, so
Yeah.
well you can, but we don't recommend that. Get your account banned.
Yeah, well, I've yet to spend any extra money on the game, which I'm pretty proud of, and until Team of the Year, maybe, I don't see myself, because, like, I don't need to, like, you guys have to catch up to me, I don't need to catch up to you, so everything's going pretty nicely anyway. Wrap up things now, should we? I don't know why I sound like Yoda just then, but, yeah.
I know that's been a good episode 6 of the Shaggers Show.
We need a little like
Share it to
sign
your
out.
mates.
Yeah, we need a little sign out that we always say like Impulsive. He always starts with
Yeah.
the same things. Like we need a script. We need a script. That's what we need. But we don't. We also don't.
We need to get something where we leave on and something that we come in on.
Exactly. So.
Well, share it with your mates. Get some more subscribers going. The more subscribers, if we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll give you guys something. We'll do a giveaway. 1,000 sub giveaway.
And I'll give you a photo frog.
If we could even have half, think of it. We have 1,200 followers on Instagram, right? If we can get a third of them just to subscribe, right? Less than a third, 300 of them to subscribe. That's still good enough. That will get the ball rolling more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I reckon. I don't know if this even gets cut or not. We already signed off. Or like if it gets
nah, this makes the
cut. I reckon
cut.
we're gonna clip the. I reckon we're gonna clip the podcast, right? So find clips of it and then upload that to the Instagram as well, right?
Yeah.
So then people start seeing it and then being like, "Oh, we'll watch the full episode, subscribe." Know what I mean? Like just like start putting more content on Instagram.
Or do we keep obviously the Shaggers SSS Shaggers is a little bit different to the Shaggers show, right? So do we make a separate Instagram and a separate like TikTok, because TikTok kind of bangs a little bit. So do we potentially make a separate channel, because it kind of like, I know we have to build it up from zero again, but then like we we don't mix up we can mix up the content, obviously.
I don't know. It's a bit of a hard one though, because I guess if we could do that, but then also if we take advantage of like the starting platform we kind of already got from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we call the Shaggers Show. We talk about FIFA and like what we talk about pro clubs when we do play it, and like our rewards and stuff like that. So it's not like we're talking completely separately, like completely separate stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess in the future even we could make a separate page or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'd probably be on the side of saying, like, use the platform as much as we can first before we try to build up from nothing again.
Yeah, exactly.
When you think about it, like the YouTube is kind of us building it up from nothing.
Yeah, true.
We don't really post any pro clubs on there.
Yeah, and we could have started on Ranger Vlogs.
Pardon?
We could have started on Ranger Vlogs, which I didn't realize it absolutely bangs, and I haven't even done anything on the channel in so long. But anyway,
yeah, like if we clip like little snippets of podcasts or whatever, and like put on TikTok and Instagram, and like start doing like just flooding more content onto those pages, more people I reckon come surely get more than 10 subs, and then be on our way more.
Exactly right. Anyway, we were just running for next year. This can be like exclusive.
This is on our Patreon.
This is on our OnlyFans.
And next week I'm gonna reward Tyler Copeland. Is it? I remember the sign for next week. It'll be.
Oh yeah, you forgot, mate. You're a fraud.
Reverse. I forgot, but I'll put it right there. So you got a shout out in the next episode right there.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna do Spencer's sign out, which is see you later, everyone. Don't go changing.